I am sick as a. Oh, wait, I can't use curse words over YouTube. I'm sick as crap. There you go. I came down with something. I'm not sure what it is, but let's hope it's the swine flu. Because if I die in the next life, I can like shoot fireballs out of my face or something. At least what I've been. It's what I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure that's what some friends of mine are doing right now. I don't know. Anyway, I got to see two movies over the weekend, and one of those movies was, I believe, the movie that hit number one at the box office this weekend. I'm not exactly sure if that's true. I could be totally wrong. District 9 could have been number one, but I think that The Time Traveler's Wife, the movie I'm about to talk about, was number one. Again, I could be completely wrong about that. I'm not sure. Anyway, forget the sniffing, but it's going to happen. Anyway, Time Traveler's Wife. I really don't want to talk about this movie in the way that it's going to make me sound like just talking and comparing it to another movie, but, well, it's going to happen. The Time Traveler's Wife is basically two movies put into one. Those movies being The Notebook and Atonement. The Notebook came out a few years ago, and the Atonement came out. I want to say Atonement came out like a year and a half ago. I don't know. It was nominated for the Oscars in the 2007 Oscars, and they were both both good movies. I thought Notebook was far better than the Atonement, but anyway, that's a story that's a discussion for another day or whatever. But anyway. This movie is basically those movies put together. It's more Notebook in the sense that in the Notebook it was the man trying to talk to the woman. It was God, how did it go again? Yeah, it was the man trying to talk to the woman to try and bring her back. Or there were moments when she would go into a state because she had I think it was Alzheimer's. She had like some kind of mental condition where her mind would kind of she would forget things. Yeah, it was Alzheimer's, and he would talk to her and try and bring her back and stuff like that. That's pretty much this movie, except instead of the woman being or the man being away, the man being in the woman's position in this movie, except the man being away mentally, he's away physically, and he's away that way, and it's weird because there's nothing really to fall back on in the movie at all, because I want to say about 50% of this movie, maybe even a little bit less, but most of this movie is the Rachel McAdams character and the Eric Bana character. Or excuse me, the Eric Bana character is very rarely even there, and it's Rachel McAdams thinking to herself, why is he not here? Why is he not here? I want him to be here. They have a kid, and then she's like talking about how, oh, it's okay, he'll be here eventually. Oh, it's going to be a great. And it was depressing. It was dank. It was not very interesting at all. I don't really know exactly how to qualify this movie by saying, and I know that some people out there are gonna say that maybe I didn't read the book or something like that, but the movie should be able to carry its own weight, and if it doesn't come around well in the movie, I really can't say anything about the book or anything like that. The movie has to be its own entity, and it was so weird to watch. And I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie because the love scenes in the movie, when you go to a romantic movie, you go to be moved emotionally. And just like when you go to a comedy, you go to a comedy to laugh. When you go to an action movie, you go to be thrilled. And there were some very tender and emotionally heavy moments in Time Traveler's Wife that actually did work. It worked pretty well, if not. I want to say one specific scene, and if you see the movie, you might know what I'm talking about, but there's one specific scene that works exceptionally well. And it really made those characters come alive to me, but then it's all ruined by the fact that the story is written in such a way that makes it seem like I'm sitting there in the theater and the screenwriter is just laughing at me. And I could not help but shake that feeling, and it was just so irritating knowing that no matter what happens in this movie, nothing is ever going to come together well or anything. And I really don't even, and honestly, even the whole thing about him time traveling was kind of a gimmick or just kind of a scapegoat in a way, because it's like he has some kind of gene that makes him time travel, but they didn't even explain it very well. And the movie, and I kept having this feeling watching it that even though, even though the movie's story did not come together very well throughout the entire story, that it was going to have a pretty good ending that paid off well. There was zero ending. There was no ending at all. And I know some people out there are going to say, why do I keep comparing it to Notebook? And then the Notebook didn't have an ending. Well, guess what? The Notebook did not have an ending. Or, excuse me, it did have an ending, but the ending was kind of a non-ending in a way. The movie's been out for a few years, so I can sit here and ruin it. The ending was a non-ending in the way of they both die, right? Well, that's logical if you see the movie and understand the story. That completely makes 100% sense. The ending in this, there's nothing there. There is an ending, but nothing actually happens. Excuse me, something happens, but what happens is equals to nothing, really. And overall, though, I did not think The Time Traveler's Wife was bad, but it was not good. So I will give Time Traveler's Wife 2 stars out of 4. And the other movie, which I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this movie because it gives away some of the secrets, but the other movie is... Oh, God. What is the name of that movie? Here, I got a computer, so... Yeah, I'm talking on it. It's called a computer. So, in other words, I have no idea. God, I keep forgetting the name of this movie, and I do not know why. Damn it! What? I do not know why I keep forgetting about this movie. I talked about it on the Drunken Roundtable, and I forgot about it. I'm going to end up having to clip this video, watch. You know what? Here, I'm just going to go ahead and clip it now.